Our first match is Evil Geniuses versus Beast Coast. I'm going to hit a couple of buttons here. Bada bing on that one. And then I believe I hit this thing. Oh my goodness, I think I did it. We got a draft right below us here. And
beautiful.
let's get into it. Oh, goodness, I'm excited. Okay, so Evil Geniuses, obviously, a top seed for this one, even with the stand-ins. But Beast Coast is a team you do not want to sleep on, Jenkins. Am I right?
Definitely. I would say Beast Coast is top 3 without a doubt in this group stage. They are. I mean, this is a TI team, right? What do they get? They got like top 6 in TI. So, and since then they've had some pretty good showings in tournaments. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. I feel like one of the things that they maybe struggle with a little bit is the fact that they are very good at this kind of like 4 protect 1 Hector play style, and they don't really seem to switch that up a lot. So if the meta doesn't favor that, then they don't look so great. But that is definitely the meta right now. Unfortunately, they don't have Hector. They actually have a stand-in for Hector. But this is something that can work with really any carry player. I know Hector gets a lot of the fame and the clout for being the guy that just, how is Hector so farmed? Really, it's his team making so much space for him. Schofield just recently hit 10K, first South American player to hit 10K MMR. And the most impressive thing about that is that guy doesn't, whenever he uses his mic, he's just screaming "Ga." That is legitimately all he says on his mic. So he's getting 10K, picking whatever heroes. He doesn't even play any specific role. He plays anything and just screaming on his mic. That's it. And he's 10K. So incredibly high skill team, even without Hector, who's kind of the most famous one on there.
Yeah. I mean, no lie, that it's big shoes to fill for the stand-in if Hector's not going to be here. He's always that kind of dark horse for the team. If the other 4 are not able to build up a lot of momentum early on, he always manages to find a way to get the bread and to build on up. So we'll see what they can do without him here. A couple of the early bans are not too surprising. During the back end of my time at ESL, Coddle just quickly rose up into the Platinum tier as a 5 position. So he's been banned first phase almost every game. It's interesting that EG also went as far as to ban the Bristle too, just to be like, we don't even want you to have the Bristle even though it doesn't have the Coddle with it. They get rid of the Death Prophet, and then on the Beast Coast side, removing the Phoenix, another Platinum tier type support. Bat Rider's got to go. And then Clockwork, which I find a bit interesting. I didn't really get to see a whole lot of Clockwork action over on the ESL front. Maybe a little dabble here. I peeked in at Cloud9 playing it with Misery, but I'm curious what you think about the Clockwork and where it is. As a 4 position, as a 3 position, and why not go for other options instead?
So I'm kind of leaning towards this maybe being like an NA/SA sort of thing, where on a international scale, Clockwork's not getting picked up that much. But this hero is in almost every single pro level pub in NA. So I think this is just, Beast Coast knowing that EG, okay, there's Bulba standing in. They're doing this thing where, Crit will sometimes take position 3 and then Bulba will play 4. And Bulba obviously being one of the best Clockworks in the world. So I think it's a little bit of a pub sort of mentality, and then also just the fact that there's Bulba on the enemy team.
Yeah, when it's Bulba, you never know. Sorry if you're going to hear my mic kind of go crazy right now. I'm being instructed by the masses that I'm a bit quiet there, Jenkins, so I'm going to creep my voice up a bit higher. It sounds, oh my gosh, I'm sure that sounds violent right there.
All right. You just have to yell. It's all right.
All right. Okay. I think that's a bit louder. I hope that's a bit better for y'all. Jenkins, I hope that you're still just hearing me and not hearing echo vibrations of the game and everything else. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful to hear. But where the Clockwork gets banned, it leaves really good options out there like the Tusk. I'm interested to ask you about this because it became apparent that Tusk might have been the answer for a lot of these very big, beefy cores like your Centaurs and like your Mars and such like that. Do you follow the same philosophy, and what do you think about Tusk?
I think it's a pretty good answer for any of these kind of jump in, initiate, one and done sort of heroes. If there's some like you said, really sick hoof stomp or really sick Mars ulti, anything like that, Tusk can just jump in there and save with the snowball. It is definitely really nice as a save, and also something that I think every game that I've watched of EG with Bulba as a stand-in, they've had him either on Centaur, which is banned, or Tusk. And he's even playing Tusk offlane. They just want to get him whatever his comfort pick is because, I don't think he was anticipating playing for the team anytime soon. And then
Yeah.
all of this
I noticed he was
chaos
also
happened.
shifting the positions, or at least one of the games I was reading up on was Crit playing off lane. I believe is Pango, and then they gave Bulba the 4 position in that game. Well,
Yeah.
so I assume it's a matter of what hero fits appropriately, and then which of them can play it better. Is that safe to assume?
I was thinking maybe it's that. I'm not entirely sure. I would love to get confirmation from them just because out of total curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
But it also looked like it could have been they tried to put Crit off lane because this team has a couple of stand-ins, quote unquote. So they're just trying to figure out what their style is. And I think they were like, okay, we're gonna try with Crit off lane, see how that goes. And it went horrendously. It went really, really bad. The lane was complete feed central. The game, it really felt like the two people that couldn't contribute anything were the two people that were playing in the off lane, Bulba and Crit. And I think that was just maybe because they're playing uncomfortable roles. I don't know what their take on it is, but I was thinking maybe after that game they were just like, okay, we're gonna just stick to our comfort roles. We'll just give Bulba off lane. If he needs to play Tusk, he'll play Tusk. He doesn't need Centaur, whatever. So it could be either, but I would be interested to see what their take is on it.
10 seconds remaining.
Definitely. And another interesting take has been the takes on the bounty hunter here, coming out second for Beast Coast. Maybe a bit early. It's not like it's a hero that's has to be grabbed. It's a hot grab. A lot of interesting ideas about it since the recent changes. Now you're talking about opportunities to make more out of shuriken toss. And what this hero used to be very anti 5-man. If the other team would just 5-man and push down a lane, Bounty Hunter's like, I'm not about that. But suddenly, if he's in a core position, let's say, and some teams have tried him in the 3, if he gets a early Agnums, you're loving when they're grouped up. You're just bank shotting money nonstop.
Yeah.
So, I know BSJ in particular was super hyped on this hero, but most of the teams at ESL and certainly through Europe, they're not giving the hero the time of day right now.
The problem with Bounty Hunter as a core is that it's very similar to Riki, in the sense that if you fall behind, you can't hit creeps. It just doesn't work. You take 10 seconds to kill a creep wave. That's 2 Enigma black holes. That's a long time in the Dota world. So that's a lot of time for the enemy team to kill you. And if you're a core position bounty hunter and you're giving the enemy team that much time to go for a gank on you, you're going to feed a lot of gold. So that's the one issue with it. But, we have a hero like Riki who has the exact same problem, but he gets around that by essentially being so overpowered and farming heroes. So it can sometimes be okay. I do think this is an underutilized hero. I don't think people have really explored BH as much as Riki has been explored. So it could actually be one of these dark horse heroes that is really overpowered and just nobody knows yet.
I imagine that the ink swell from Grimstroke will certainly help some potential for the bounty hunter. And I don't know if Beast Coast are going to go crazy and throw a Riki in here too. Well, that's a bit crazy of a pickup in its own right. But yeah, if they try to cheeky in a Riki play, you got Riki Bounty Hunter. That just sounds like a headache. And certainly in pubs and lower MR pubs, that is just that is the worst. But Doom, now that is a fun one. Not really seeing too much Doom in the atmosphere of competitive Dota at the moment.
Not really.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? What is he lacking? Being kind of a beefy potential off-laner, or who knows, maybe they have ideas in a 4 position. Why are we not seeing Doom just kind of thrown in there a bit more?
You would think that given the off-laners that are getting picked, it might be better, but it does feel like with how all of the spells on Doom have been nerfed over the past couple of patches, that you need a lot of levels before he can actually contribute. So he's very punishable in that early laning phase. It doesn't really feel like he does anywhere near as much damage as he did before, specifically with the Scorched Earth ability, which was why people were picking him before, as they were leveling the Scorched Earth and just kind of running people down and killing them. But it feels really garbage in the early game now, and maybe, like you said, this might be like a 4 position Doom. This might be a 5 position Doom. I've definitely seen some of the Beast Coast players experiment with this sort of thing.
I would love to see that. That'd be intriguing in its own right. It seems like it'd be a super greedy 5 position, but yeah, maybe it bulks up some money. You get that side little utility support online a bit sooner. You get that Doom online a bit sooner. You can make some magic happen. But
Yeah,
certainly flexible between the Doom and the Bounty Hunter right now. Not too much information to evil geniuses on how they can, decipher these
definitely.
lanes. But
Yep, definitely. I'm
DK,
always worried with Beast Coast too because Whisper plays these extremely strange heroes in the off lane. So when I
oh
see
yeah.
BH, if this is a pub, I'm thinking, okay, Whisper is going to take this BH off lane. But you just have no idea with Beast Coast because he plays Silencer off lane, for God's sakes. Nobody does that. Nobody else does that. So you really can't be sure with them.
But sometimes that's how people become trailblazers. Am I right? You got to set the
Yeah.
trend. You got to create. You got to innovate. You got to become the next, Logan, Abaddon, or whomever else is out there. These crazy junkies who like to, hero spam and have new ideas, or
What is
just
wrong with those people? These Logan Brooks, and I don't know what gets them off on spamming these heroes.
I'm
You know, he clicks his abilities. He clicks his abilities.
oh what?
He,
No,
he, and he was the
no.
first 7K Abaddon spammer. This is NA Dota lore right here. I don't know. These people out of
Yeah,
their mind.
I'm also
Anyway.
this is a little off topic. I'm curious if those hero spammers have a harder time with the new public picking system, where
Oh boy.
you can ban what they want
Yep.
to pick. I'm sure your Lukey's or and such have a hard time with that.
Oh God, he is he's losing his mind lately. He is so depressed about this. He's like, I can't play. My main is banned. Valve banned my main.
Yeah, Dota will do
He's
that to
trying-
people, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's a social experiment for sure.
All right, a couple fun little picks coming out here. Dark Willow as well doesn't really get to see too much of the light of day, but it's Pro Series. If you have an opportunity to kind of try out some new ideas or dust off some old ones, if you will, the crit Dark Willow, why not here? Why not now? And then the Wraith King response, which is typically a Beast Coast, Hector classic through and through. The same ideas probably around the team composition that they've always gone for, but it is going to be a new player taking reign as king, if you will, Jenkins, to bring in the farm.
It's interesting though because now that this Wraith King style of like the Hector style Wraith King is the way everybody plays it now. He kind of invented that. I think a lot of people definitely drew from him. I think Arteezy, when he was first playing the Wraith King too, drew a lot of inspiration from Hector, going for like the casual glove of haste, going for the phase boots, skipping stun. This is all very Hector-like behavior, and it's just really funny that they have a stand-in playing Wraith King, and it's going to be 95% of the way to Hector level because now everybody has experienced the Wraith King play. Like everybody knows how to play Wraith King now, whereas before it was kind of just Hector playing Wraith King.
Yeah,
so I do like this pick.
Yeah, and obviously Beast Coast have been born around the idea. They know how to work around it as a support staff, so this should be some of it at its best. And they're going to round out their draft with a Wyvern pickup here. That says to actually, this still doesn't says a whole lot as far as is Bounty Hunter going 3? Is Doom going 3? I don't know, but we do know. Wait. Hold on. So, okay, Wyvern, Grimstroke are our supports. One of these two dogs is going off lane between Bounty Hunter and Doom. And I'm curious who has the better matchup when you're facing off against potentially what now? The Chen plus whoever this last pick is?
I think Doom in the off lane makes a lot of sense versus the Chen. Just like eat the creeps. That definitely makes a lot of sense. I feel like mid they're gonna run mid BH.
Mid BH.
I have seen that.
You brave man.
They are running mid BH. Nice. Okay,
oh my
cool.
goodness, they are. Oh baby, this is what I want to get into for my first game of Pro Series action right now. Chris Luck, Bounty Hunter, right? Oh goodness.
Yep.
And Arteezy anti-mage, that's whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, of course. Nice last pick anti-mage game. Definitely a good anti-mage game, actually. But BH is a decent answer to the anti-mage. If he can get off to a good start in the mid lane, once you pick up a Deso and, like you were mentioning, the Aghanim Scepter, the Shuriken really hurts. And it's a very free lane versus Dragon Knight. DK has this, he exists to just sit in a lane and get hit. Mm-hmm. He's tanky. He doesn't care if he gets hit because he doesn't lose HP, but he does lose gold. So BH loves to play against heroes like this. I remember a while back, some team picked BH against Timber, and they just kept hitting the Timber, and he obviously wasn't taking any damage, but they just stole a bunch of gold from him, and it's like, you know what? That kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, the pickpocket strat, whatever it may be. Oh man, it's gonna be intriguing. I wonder if it's gonna be enough of a headache that it warrants additional attention from EG. You know, someone roaming over and dealing with the bounty hunter. I imagine this is something also Ryoya has not been really practiced on. I don't know how many pubs he's getting into with Chris G going, or not Chris G, Chris Luck going bounty hunter in the mid lane. You know, so this has got to be a bit unusual for him. Do you think it's unusual enough that Beast Coast could creep out and take game number 1, Jenkins?
Definitely. If there's any team that's gonna potentially take a game off of EG, I would say it's Beast Coast, maybe even a series. They're very, very capable. This is a TI team, you know.
Absolutely. All right, we are going to get into it now, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies ahead of time. I'm your cameraman, so if we miss anything, just hold on. It's going to be a bumpy ride as we get underway for game number 1 of Evil Geniuses versus Beast Coast. Do we do intros in these things still? Is that how it works? I can give it a shot.
I don't know. Does that date us? Are we boomers?
Is that dated? That's what I used to do back in the olden days of streaming and casting out of my house.
Back in the day.
But you know, the Zoomers today, they just want me to kind of, I don't know, dab on some haters on the way or something. Let's see how the lanes are going to be panning out here. It does look like Arteezy is going to be floating around that bottom lane. He's got Captain Fly nearby on the Chen. It was acknowledged, but this team is got a lot of resilience and sustain. You're talking Chen, obviously the DK is as tanky as he is, Snowball save, and even Dark Willow can pitch in a hairy fight and bail out a potential Arteezy gank, let's say. So it's not going to be easy to take down EG, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. They have a lot of space creation for this Arteezy anti-mage, and he is the anti-mage player. If there's anybody to look at right now that can play this hero, he's very annoying.
Huge fight over the bounties, and EG, BC grab 1 apiece. It does look like Beast Coast are going to be able to nab this side. Are they going to get 3, it looks like, potentially? Yes, they are. Ooh, Beast Coast with the early bounty start already. That's a nice little nod, and you know, I don't think it was mentioned yet, but Bulba is on that Tusk, and he is on chase for Wraith King. Welcome to the game, stand-in. We know that you're not Hector. As EG give him the initiation.
Yeah, they're trying to just abuse this guy, so he starts feeling, he gets nervous. Like, I gotta impress Beast Coast.
Crack the newbie. We'll just pressure them where they know that they're weakest. Bottom lane also a lot of harassment coming out. Whisper has to fend off a bit, and there we see the first Arctic Burn coming out from Wyvern. A bit of harassment back.
Schofield just grabbing the wave. It's funny that, like, anti-mage Chen, you wouldn't think that it's such a strong lane, but Doom Wyvern just cannot deal with this lane. So he's got to cut the wave. He's got to do something. He might get the courier, actually, as well.
Yoink! Schofield, cheeky man, throws a nickel at Fly 2 just to let him know, I got your courier. Arteezy takes his opportunity to just take it to Whisper. I don't know if is this going to be enough to take him down. He's walking him home. 1 more, 2 more.
He really is.
He got it done. You got my friend's courier, but I got your boy. Arteezy gets the first blood for Evil Geniuses, and he throws a tip at him too. Welcome to American Dota. That's what he says.
That's a solo kill too. That is not good. You do not like that if you are Doom. That new Orb of Venom, the slow is just insane.
Yeah, oh, that's right. They did tweak Orb of Venom a bit. What, is it like they increased the slow over a shorter duration of time? Is it like similar to the change of clarity, or did they do something?
Top lane, okay, 2 deaths on the side of Beast Coast. They lost their stand-in.
Dang.
Bulba putting on the pressure.
Yeah,
as he gets the snowball.
So who's getting the farm priority? It looks like Bulba is going to be playing more farm priority here. Yeah. Okay. So that full off-lane Tusk is going to already have that notch under his belt, taking down the King. Bottom, man, the struggle continues for this Doom. They drafted it for themselves early, but here he is doing Ring Around the Rosie in the trees, Jenkins, and he gets taken down. It's another kill for Arteezy.
That is the worst thing that can happen. And Schofield might be dead, too. The slow from Chen, if he can get a hit on Arteezy, maybe. No, he's too fast. He's got the boots and Windlace.
And they're still not even done hemorrhaging kills. Top lane at that same moment, Crit was able to get the takedown of Grimstroke. Ooh, gotta say, this is going rough on the side lane. Sure, you got a neat little thing with the Bounty Hunter in the mid lane. He's keeping up with the DK. He's not overrunning him. Maybe he's winning a net worth if he's taking some gold from him, but your side lanes are struggling a little bit.
Yeah, Chrysalik's got a 1v5 while the Wraith King hits jungle creeps. That's kind of how this is shaping up to look like. Hey, it's possible.
Yeah, if he can really just muster up some early shuriken damage there, maybe he can bank in some track money for the rest of the team, and because they might have to file for some sort of form of unemployment based on how these side lanes are going. They need the cash flow if possible, and
yeah, need some injections from Valve, something like that.
Yeah, I gotta say
they do have Doom.
Yeah, the Doom is a little low level though. He's really playing on the outskirts of where the XP is, so he's not going to get to that level 6 that fast.
Denied.
The nice thing is, when you do get it, you could basically kill anybody. It's a little hard on the anti-mage, the counterspell. If Arteezy is quick with his fingers, he's going to be able to get that off. But if they can, take a nice smoke, he can, at the very least, kill any of these heroes that are potentially snowballing from these lanes.
All right, top lane. Inkswell out. They surrounded Bulba, and they're going to be successful. Beast Coast finally get themselves on the board with that successful gank. And shove Crit back. Crit a lot of damage, though. He's got to be a bit careful. He's silenced. Does he have the snipe? Oh, the dodge. The dodge. All the meanwhile, Schofield taken down by Arteezy, man. These lanes are just throwing it down.
Fly's got the ghost creep, but he knows that Whisper's just sitting there waiting to devour it, so he's kind of debating it a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cute interaction, of course. You have the Doom against the Chen. I hope that's not the end-all be-all reasoning why they have the Doom, and I'm hoping for it to. I hope that they have this big power peak at when he does get to his level 6 eventually, that they can really show what it's all about. But here's 5-minute bounty time, and Arteezy says, let's go in there and get it done. Jumps right onto Whisper, him in Fly, looking to take him back, but of course with the Scorched Earth, he gets a little bit of boost to get the distance and get the regen.
He's got Chainmail Bringer protection. This is just the most effective Doom build you can possibly go for in terms of items. He just does not want to keep dying to this anti-mage. When he's out of mana, anti-mage doesn't really do that much damage, which is, I mean, not a good problem. It's not the greatest solution to be totally out of mana and useless, but it's something. At least you don't die.
Yeah, unfortunately, he will have to do that long walk all the way back. He can use the TP to return, but it's a lot of time away, and he's just getting to level 4 while Arteezy is about to be level frickin' 5 and Chen's about to be level 4. They're going to have to address the Arteezy anti-mage at some point. Or do you think that is in their best interest? How should they play? Because they do have a Wraith King in their own right. He's doing okay in CS. Not the greatest ever when you compare it to someone like when I'm suddenly looking at the DK. But is it enough for them that they have to address the anti-mage, or can they be confident to attack some others of EG and hope that the Wraith King can just go toe-to-toe with the AM later on?
I think it's a pretty good, you could definitely take some sort of smoke rotation onto the end, even if you think that the Wraith King can take the late game, which I think Wraith King right now is just such a broken hero. You legitimately can beat an anti-mage in the late game. You get the Silver Edge, you take away his, you crit him once, takes half his HP away. Definitely in the ultra late game when Wraith King has the talent to have manaless reincarnation, yes, Wraith King definitely wins. But I'm more concerned about 25 to 30 minutes when Wraith King isn't level 20 yet, and Arteezy anti-mage has Manta style Battle Fury Abyssal. I feel like that's the timing for EG to win. So I would say because of that, you definitely want to take some sort of smoke rotation, and probably the way that they kill AM is they just Winter's Curse him into Doom. Just that's it. And the problem's going to happen. Let's say some of the other EG heroes are really popping off. If Ryoya has a really good game on Dragon Knight, as well as having this anti-mage having a really good game, then the problem is if you're using everything on the anti-mage, then what is there left for the Dragon Knight? So we'll see how these other heroes are doing on EG.
Yeah, it does sound like there's going to be a lot of problems coming their way real fast, with a lot of effort having to be focused on just trying to nerf the progress of Arteezy's anti-mage. And I fear for them also because I think I could foresee Bulba getting ready to rotate soon. And how the hell is this Doom going to survive against him? I'm glad he built up durable because he's certainly going to need to when you also have the Tusk on the other team who's like matching your pacing of level, actually exceeding it at this point.
Yeah.
But he does rotate over to the mid lane. He doesn't even want anything to do with bottom. They just left Arteezy down there, and they're like, you know what? Future Beast Coast can deal with that.
Not a great hero to let free farm, and also not a great player to let free farm. Top lane.
Yeah,
Bulba.
Bulba's in trouble. Coach Bulba here is getting fully focused, but that snowball prolongs it a bit. And Crit's on the outside trying to muster up what he can, but here we go. The first track is successful. But here comes Fly. He's got some golem pals, and he's looking to slow him down, but they're fully focused. They want to get the finish. They track both. Shuriken, can it get close? No, they can't. They're running away. Wait, there it is, the big shot. But they've regen far too much, and it's not going to do enough. And that is your first heavy track rotational gank from Beast Coast, and they haven't found a target yet, but they're not done yet. Don't worry, Jenkins. They made a move in for Fly, who for some reason decided, you know what, I'll hang around the tower. I've got golems. It'll be fine.
He desperately wanted to stop this siege wave push. Arteezy gets a solo kill.
Yeah, I caught the end of it bottom. Don't worry, he popped him like a balloon with that ulti. And obviously with so much commotion going on in the top lane, he figured, no one's going to come down here to save this wyvern. I'm going to kill him. And he just did so.
I'm very worried about this anti-mage.
Yeah.
You are leaving probably the best hero at just sitting in a lane and pushing it out against him, and he is solo killing him. I don't know what the response is.
Yeah, Arteezy is 4-0 already on this anti-mage, and action coming out from EG in the mid lane a bit. They are peppering up Whisper. Whisper has been able to string together a little bit of XP. Top lane, I caught the back end of that. Stinger goes down. EG just serious call to action all over the place. They recognize that they have this really nice laning advantage, and they're trying to use it as much as possible against B Coast. What's going on?
He's dead?
Ooh.
He's gonna die.
Yes, he is. One more hit. There it is from downtown. It's successful. And that is a bounty streak for the bounty hunter. They just throw all the money they can. Arteezy says that is range hacks right there, and he throws a tip right back to Wyvern. That's a pretty nice payday, I got to say.
Yeah, with the track as well. That's huge.
Okay. Chris Luck is going everywhere right now, Jenkins. This is what they probably got to do.
Definitely. This seems to be what you were mentioning during the draft. I don't think EG is used to playing against a bounty hunter, let alone a mid bounty hunter. So Arteezy is just playing super aggressive on the bot lane, no sentry ward, nothing, at 30% HP, and he just gets sniped by a hero that really shouldn't be able to kill an anti-mage.
Yeah, very true. The timing must throw him off a bit. You're not expecting a track roaming bounty hunter to really start coming around to 5-10 minutes from now. But here he is already in good form early, and no one's really expecting it. But here they are, top lane, hoping to be prepared, but they are outnumbered. A snowball forward from Bulba. Tracks are out. They're going to get the finish onto Fly. He pops the dust before he goes down. Bulba's able to get a response, in addition with Crit, to take down the Grimstroke. Can they get this bounty hunter, too? He wants the money. He's chasing for Crit. And he gets it done. Big Crit onto Crit. Earns him a double kill for Chris Luck, and he wants more. He's got the chase on for Bulba, hits him with the track, decides that I'll just take a couple of shekels out of his back pocket. But this bounty runner is making a run for the farm compared to where Arteezy is. He's now top of the net worth.
Yeah, this has been insane. I mean, he just has phase boots. He's just running around, and that crit, the Janata, level 4, like you said, you're not used to a bounty hunter being so high level at this point that people on EG are just underestimating his strength. And he looks like he wants to keep going. He's just straight up roaming. And this is what you need to do. This hero doesn't farm, so.
Is he confident now to really go toe-to-toe with the DK? Oh, nearby, it's Arteezy slapping down the Wyvern. As bounties come out, he steps back to pick it up. But now is in arms with Stinger, with Luck. And he tries to blink away.
He's going for it.
They got the track. He's going to go for it. Let's go. Bank, that's just a level 1. Not the crit, though. So much damage. Oh, my God. Chris Luck, this mid lane bounty hunter, putting in the work. He will lose the Grimstroke nearby with the rotation coming out from Dragon Knight. But, this is an interesting predicament for EG. They have to figure out how to deal with this guy.
it seems like their way of dealing with it is like, all right, Ryoya, you follow the BH around and stop him. But I don't think a Dragonite can outpace a BH. He's not fast enough.
Okay, and they're taking it to the DK, who's supposed to be the big bad answer right now. And here he is quivering under the tower a bit. Crit comes nearby, but he is just going to be a standby victim potentially. Oh, he quickly has to step out. They know he's outnumbered, and now they go in the trees. Whisper's here. He's level 7. He's got the Doom. He debuts it onto Ryoya. He's in a bit of trouble. Turnaround from Bulba comes in with the uppercut. The Wyvern Curse committed. The bank shot with the Splinter shot. The Hadouken from Whisper gets the job done, and Ryoya's going to fall. Everybody is tracked up, by the way. This is money. This is a stimulus package for Beast Coast if I've ever seen one, as they just swell up. They push the net worth advantage now, and it's dominating for Chris Luck.
I don't know what I'm watching. I don't know how they fight the BH. I really don't. The Dragonite is just tanky. The Chen is just tanky. Where's the damage? They have no damage on the side of EG to fight into BH, and now he's got a full drum. Good lord, he went from phase boots to full drums and 1,000 gold. This is BH. It seems like when you're snowballing on BH, you win one fight and you get an item. Then you win another fight and you get an item. And all of a sudden, there's a 6-slotted BH at 30 minutes. And then you've got a real problem. And we're getting to that territory. Like, the crazy thing is a free farm anti-mage legitimately cannot outfarm a snowballing BH. And all of this time, the Wraith King is just hitting jungle creeps. He almost has
Oh,
his
my
relic.
goodness,
He's
you're right.
300
I didn't
gold
even
from it.
think about the frickin' Wraith King. He's over here just farming up on the side. Oh, yeah, that is going to be a potential problem for EG. And you're right. Without the damage, they can't really respond back. So how safe are they just going to have to play this now? You can't risk adding more snow to the snowball. So they just are farming up on the side. What's the action going to be for this DK? Oh, it looks like they're going to head bottom. If they can get a gank and then take some tier 1s and maybe restrict the perimeter of Beast Coast, they can keep them in check and know where they're moving around and anticipate it a bit better. But they got to get money elsewhere, certainly. Bottom, a jump on the Whisper. Yeah, I mean, tag team. Who's going to be tanky to tag team? Okay, Curse. Okay, Curse. I see you, and I see you later.
Schofield is a maniac.
Yeah, he's like, that is a warning shot. And, don't you think you're going to get me? Don't you think you're going to get me? Please don't get me. Schofield's running. Oh, don't do this to me. I got 10k MMR. Don't do this. He hides around the corner.
That's a 10k MMR.
That is a big juke. That's a 10k MMR juke right there, sir.
They're so confused. Come on, Crit, you're 10k as well. You should know where he is.
They have to smell him out, but they can't. Hello, I'm here. I'm in the trees. You didn't see me.
He's coming back
Baits him back to His Majesty, the King running in. The royal stand-in tries to get a few swipes in, but Ryoya is tanky himself and runs out the other side. But Whisper is chasing for it. He even hits him with the Doom. That was an interesting commitment there. All right, Beast Coast are just handing out ultimates like it's nothing, Jenkins.
Yeah, okay, well, in that amount of time, Arteezy was able to make his way to top of net worth. So, I guess if you're EG, you're pretty okay that you've stemmed the bleeding to some degree. But as I say that, Chris Luck is looking to steal some gold.
Oh, goodness.
Maybe he can actually chase if Arteezy doesn't blink far enough. Oh, no, Bulba's. They smoked.
Maybe a low-key bait to hold him in his spot. Bulba comes in to bail out his boy. Can they keep him locked in? Yes. Real nice. And, I didn't notice they took him down already to rid of his bounty, if you will, that was on his head. But EG have been very scrappy and have been able to respond nicely there. I mean, it helps that I believe, they know the Doom is on cooldown. I'm not sure if Wyverns was on cooldown at that point, but EG not wavered, considering what felt like a lot of pressure coming out from the bounty hunter.
Yeah, it's good. They definitely need to keep active. I don't think that their heroes are... Oh, okay, Schofield in the trees.
They are keeping active there, Jenkins, to the top lane. As you mentioned, Bulba moves in for Schofield, but Schofield's been able to get away from some cheeky ganks. And here again, he's able to defensively commit the Cold Embrace and step off, but EG have not backpedaled too far. Crit's thinking about moving in while Ryoya is up in arms. Him and Fly just make easy work of Stinger. And then the other two get the finish onto Schofield. Both supports drop on Beast Coast side. It's a full EG push to the top lane while Arteezy farms up the mid.
Gotta say, Beast Coast, they play with big balls. They are against 4 heroes in the top lane. They know it. They just keep sitting up there.
Yeah, they feel
waiting
confident,
to counter. Yeah.
but they're not really synergizing too much. You know, Wyvern ult over here, a Doom ult, like when kind of the fight's fizzling out. Now they don't really have all the tools at the ready when they want to make a fight happen. And I'm sure they want to keep a good thing going. They were getting so much track money, and now Doom, just as a bystander trying to walk from lane to lane, does get spotted out. The return fire from Schofield is a pretty good curse, but they are so tanky on the side of EG. They are still withstanding. Big Grim ult. They might get the finish onto Chen. The Doom is there, and it will get Ryoya on top of it. There's it, Arteezy stepping in. Big pop right there. He takes down Chris Luck, and we're not done yet. Fear from the outside. Crit disrupts the fight. One more hit on Stinger. He's successful. Killing spree for Crit on the Willow as he heads out the back end side. EG say, we're done here, and they step off. Looking at the fight recap, it is going to be Beast Coast barely with it, but... Am I missing time? Oh, narrow escape. My bad on that.
He had 73 mana when he used the Shadow Realm. Oh, that would have been so funny because he chat wheeled too if he was able to get the TB canceled.
Crit narrowly able to make it away. Still a Beast Coast net worth advantage, mostly because of the track money and Wraith King keeping his head low and farming within those trees a bit. He has his Radiance now, so he's feeling pretty confident here.
This is a big spike for them. They've been already doing very well in fights on the side of Beast Coast, and now they have this Radiance. I think it's likely that for the next few minutes, it's going to look really good for Beast Coast. This is just how the Radiance timing is, and maybe as a result, EG is just going to look to avoid fights until they get +1 item on RTC, maybe +1 item on DK. It does look like they're being pretty passive right now compared to the last few minutes, so it's possibly that Radiance timing is waiting them.
Here comes Beast Coast. A couple of them smoked up on the move. They catch out Fly, who drops a sentry. Looks like EG were thinking about Roche in the near future, but they get caught out in the river. Bulba rolls towards the backline. Grimstroke. Hand of God comes out as Fly and Chris Luck continue to go toe-to-toe. No supports drop yet. Then Fly does end up dropping. Here comes His Majesty, but Crit with a fear from the outside pushes them back. And now Ryoya and Bulba going right in, looking to go for the Doom. Now Arteezy steps in, right-clicks, pops the ult, gets the takedown, and it's going to be Wraith King. Out without the chance to get the ultimate off. He loses too much mana. Whisper goes down next, and it's Evil Geniuses swinging in and swinging hard. They get caught out in the river, and they just are ready to take the fight.
Really good mechanical play from EG there, just making the call to kill the Wraith King, despite him having the ultimate and 12 wand charges. Somebody made the call. They're like, okay, this guy's low mana. If he pops a wand, it's not gonna matter because this mana break's gonna be enough. So let's focus the Wraith King. Whoever made that call definitely just won that fight. This is a Radiance timing Wraith King. He is not supposed to lose fights. But if you have an anti-mage and you time it right, you get him low enough mana, he can definitely lose fights because he's not going to have Reincarnation.
Yeah, I feel like the reign of the roaming bounty hunter has certainly ended, and we're going to be seeing Beast Coast kind of, employ the buddy-buddy system once again. It's going to be hard to catch EG working on their own unless they can find an opportunity to go on a good expedition to catch Arteezy farming through a side lane. I'm just curious what the next call of action is going to be for Beast Coast. That was their, big Radiance kind of moment. And now they're going to have to hold out and keep tabs on things like the Roche to look for an opportunity to get a fight on an unsuspecting EG.
Definitely agree. I think probably split up a little bit and try to look for some sort of pick off. Any kill is important in this game just because you have a bounty hunter. So you can see that in a lot of these fights, they were focusing the Chen, they were focusing the Willow. Of course, it's good to focus supports, but a lot of the time you want more of like a golden goose kill. If you can get Arteezy, that would be great. But a track kill's a track kill. So that's all they got to do.
It's just taking him a little too long, I think. Crystal gets the upper hand on Fly, and Fly's flexing his mech and then his Hand of God. And next thing you know, one of the bigger DPSs for Beast Coast has been stuck hitting the Chen for like 20 seconds. And that's 20 seconds for him not doing anything else in the fight. Okay, here's a jump on the Whisper coming out. Ryoya in dragon form tails him up, and then they say, this doesn't feel so good. Let's go the other way. And they quickly run out the other side. And it looks like Beast Coast will not pursue. EG have been reading the movements very nicely from Beast Coast, getting that successful scan earlier. And you can see they're just like, shepherding them to where they want to be. And if they know where they are, they know where Arteezy can go and get things done. In bottom lane,
Exactly.
he's got a free tier 1.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Is that it's a really good dodge on that top lane fight. Sure, maybe they can get a 1-for-1, 2-for-2 trade, whatever. Maybe they think they're strong enough, but he's farming up a stack. This is nice. But what's the point? Arteezy's bot, they know that he doesn't want a TP. He wants to just keep farming 1 or 2 more items, so just kind of wasting their time on the top lane. Good call from EG now to fight that.
EG got to be feeling really good. They're only just barely losing their second tier 1 tower, and they have an anti-mage who's already at the top of the net worth here. It's not like, this is, I hope anti-mage gets to a point and is able to pull this back. Like, he's at a good point, and he's coasting here. It feels certainly like the ball is in Beast Coast court. They got to find a way to get in the hoop. They got to dunk it down. They got Chris G, or not, we was calling Chris G. With Evil Geniuses in the game, I get so confused. Chris Luck.
That's a cool name. I like that name.
Chris G is an Evil Geniuses FGC player, so I see Chris Luck and Evil Geniuses, and I get totally thrown off. Bulba had been chased down for quite a while, very low on life. They have him tracked up. It's interesting the track changes when you go into Snowball, but they pop down the Wyvern. Bulba's still hanging on. Chris Luck trying to chase him down, but gets slipped, and now Bulba's come back for revenge. Him and Crit roll on through. Meanwhile, Arteezy getting the double, finishing off Stinger, and they will get their vengeance onto Chris Luck. This is not good. I think EG are in a commanding position as they will follow it up with a Whisper grab. Double kill for Crit. And he hits him with the master line. Oh, boy.
Arteezy just heads mid, too. He ditches the fight entirely. He's like, all right, you guys handle this guy. I don't care about Whisper. I'm going to go hit buildings.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
But cuts the top wave, too. I love this play. This is such a nice one. It creates so much pressure. The only opportunity, the only thing they can do when there's a lane pushing like this is go and push the side lanes. So if you just cut the adjacent wave, it's so annoying for the enemy team. It's one of those small, subtle things in Dota that makes a big difference. Really easy to do on anti-mage as well.
Makes it more predictable what Beast Coast are going to do when they only have so many options of even getting out of the base. EG just
right,
really,
they're gonna go bot, exactly.
They're strangle-holding them right now. Beast Coast got to get a bit desperate here. They smoke a little bit on the bottom half side, looking for potential opening. They're charging forward onto Ryoya, but EG members just waiting on high ground nearby. They're going to commit the Doom here, but there's the snowball counter. Meanwhile, Arteezy jumps in for the back. He's going right to Chris Luck. Misblink a bit, needs another right click, can't quite get there. And he'll have to let him walk all the way back, but he's too weak and wounded to return. And he's just keeping Stinger at bay, allowing EG to chase on and fight on here as Whisper will be next to drop. And it's Wraith King now, losing his mana. Will he be able to get it ult off? Nice counter curse right there. Does meteor damage, or medium damage, but, oh, Wraith King. I don't think he'll be coming back there, Jenkins.
No
Oh, thankful wand. Keeps him alive, but if he gets a few more right clicks, yeah, okay. See ya. You're not coming back.
The stun killed him. He was above like the 60% threshold. He could have survived.
But
turned to stun though.
Things are just slipping right away for Beast Coast, and things are becoming unhinged for Evil Geniuses. I don't know if this is GG territory yet, but it is looking like we'll be there very soon. Oh my God.
I'm surprised that they're using everything on the Dragon Knight. That seems like a mistake.
Oh boy. Whisper shows himself. They quickly jump and finish him off. Yeah, this is now a full-blown bullying here. Evil Geniuses getting everything they want. Man. And can't help but reflect back on how where did things go wrong for Beast Coast. Obviously, leaving Arteezy to his own devices for long periods of time is not a recipe for success, but they had a good thing going with the bounty hunter roaming around. It just seemed like that eventually had to stop, and suddenly they were on the defensive from there on out.
Right, that's kind of the nature of bounty hunter from my experience since they reworked this hero's track, is that it's just feast or famine. Either you're huge and you look really good and you're snowballing, or you're basically a moving ward. And he's kind of transitioned into that.
Okay, curse, catch, it's for Fly. Oh, but jump in Ryoya and Arteezy, just stop it right there. And they're going to go for the final blow, I'd imagine. Wraith King to go down. This man barely gets the opportunity to see a second life, and with that, they throw in the towel. Jenkins. Beast Coast will submit. It's Evil Geniuses who take game number 1, and Arteezy throws one last little tip to Whisper and saying, we'll see you in the next one.
Did we see Wraith King reincarnate once in that game?
I don't think so.
I don't think he reincarnated.
Damn.
So I think that's two things. That's definitely on the Wraith King player to be better at managing the mana. You have to be above a certain threshold to survive the anti-mage as he hits you, because he's going to do equivalent mana to HP sort of damage to you. But also really good calls from EG where they notice that he's low mana enough that it's like, okay, go on him. He can't reincarnate. Because we didn't see it once. And it's not like they were just going on the Wraith King. They were only going on the Wraith King when the Wraith King didn't have mana to reincarnate, or when he was below that proper threshold. So really good mechanical plays in these team fights from EG for the most part. Obviously, the early game was a little disastrous with the BH. Chris Luck was looking really good for a while there, but
it was a lot of fun, and it was interesting to see Chris Luck throw his hat in for the mid bounty hunter, and it gave EG a little bit of problems. I'm curious to see how they're going to revamp it for game number 2, if they're going to go back to the drawing board and do what has worked, or if they're going to continue to experiment. Whatever the case may be, we're going to cut to a break, gang. When we come back, game number 2 of Evil Geniuses versus Beast Coast. We'll see you soon.